This is how I prepare for the upcoming European Old School Championship. And here's another installment of Quest for Cube for You. We are going to talk about these cards and the old school deck in a moment. Let's quickly look at the mail time for today because they are also part of my preparation for the upcoming championship in June. And if you are also there, we could meet. I already got my ticket for Saturday, so let's check out the first letter. And if you need any details about the upcoming European Championship for the old school championship, do check out the link in the description, because if you want to meet, you should write me maybe on Discord. I think that would be the easiest way, but also you could mail me or write me on any of these social websites that I am on, which is most of them. And let's quickly look at these beautiful old school deserts from Arabian Nights. These look really nice. None of them are the Mirage variant, which have a little white dot on them, but nonetheless still beautiful cards, and the nicest one will go into my set cubes since I need 33 of them and there are still a couple played copies. I think there are another 4 in the mail. Don't really remember if there's one Mirage version there, but yeah, I'm gonna swap them out. Second letter. Burger sleeves. Those are great. This I didn't order, but it's probably just for protection. Yeah, that Ice Storm I ordered, and it looks really nice as promised by the seller. I needed 4 in total. I think I only need 1 more now to finish out my old school deck, which you already saw on the channel, and I did also a gameplay on it. And the last copy also is in the mail and should be ready to be included into this deck in the upcoming weeks. And this is also one way I prepare for the upcoming championship, is obviously getting out the last proxies that are in this deck. Oh, there's Cardboard Tutor for today. Do subscribe to the channel so you can make Cardboard Tutor a little surprise for the day. So let's get out this Ice Storm proxy here, which I used for just to be able to play and test out this deck. And I think I want a better sleeve here before we hit into the big letter of today, which is the last order here. I use these KMC thicker sleeves because they're just more sturdy. I usually use Dragon Shield thin sleeves, the usual ones, the cheap ones, for the other cards that are less than like 10 bucks. But everything above 10 bucks I like to protect a little better with these KMC perfect hard sleeves, which are not a sponsor of the channel anyway. But if KMC wants to sponsor me, let me shoot me a message. So, really happy to be able to include this Ice Storm here in this deck. And this is, again, one way I prepare to get the last proxies out. There are just a few left. I think 2 more of the elves and 1 more. And 1 more slug and one more Ice Storm, and then I am done with the deck. If you actually, let's do that, by the way. If you are actually having all 3 available, like I ordered the Ice Storm, but a little help here if you want to help me out. If you have all 3 for a nice price and want to send me those, do let me know. We could try to find a nice deal so I can finish out this deck, since I'm still looking for these 3. The Ice Storm, again, is already on its way. So this is, again, a way I prepare. So if you are thinking about going to the championship, obviously prepare an old school deck. Test it out. This is one other thing that I did in another video, is testing out the deck. Now let's open the last order and I will tell you everything else I am preparing for. And by the way, did you notice this playmat? This is a Cardboard Tutor playmat with the nice Cardboard Tutor name down here and the Dan hidden here and Cardboard Tutor in the boat. And if you like this artwork, this is a playmat that is actually available for you to have. I will send it to you and everyone else who becomes a cardboard curator on the channel and wants to support me even further by not only just watching videos and subscribing and liking and commenting and all the stuff. Thank you for doing that, of course. You don't have to send me money, but if you want one of these limited time playmats which will only be available through March. Consider becoming a curator. Next up, here we are. So this is this card here. Not a Richard port though. Let's get it out of the sleeve. Check for condition, and I will tell you why this card is really special, not just because of its effect and because of it being unlimited and helping me out with the set cube. No, this Wheel of Fortune also is by a specific artist that I am going to meet at the event, at the upcoming event in June, the European Old School Championship. It has a couple scratches on the back, but other than that, it looks really nice, and I'm happy to include this into my set cube. It has no inking, hopefully. Yeah, looks really clean. And I traded away my 2 revised copies to be able to afford this unlimited copy, which I actually need more than the revised copies. The 2 revised copies were my white Dandan variant deck. If you're into Dandan, do check out that video after this one, of course. And what else I do to prepare for the championship is to get at least 1 card of each from my set cube from the artists that I am going to meet. And this will be a little montage, is me finding the rest of the cards. So bear with me. So these 3 strip mines here is the first thing that is on the list of cards that I still need to pick out. Next up, Unlimited. Okay, as you can see, I own all of the Gelon, I don't know how he's pronounced, rares and uncommons and commons from Unlimited as well. One of them is even signed, so I think I'm not gonna get a Stone Rain signed by him since I already own one. Maybe I will, I'll see about it. The idea will be to pick out the nicest one of each to put into a binder and later get signed by him. Next up, The Dark, and I will tell you why I picked out this card in a moment. Okay, I even have 2 Fountain of Youths signed by the artist. So these I don't get signed again, but these 3 need signing, one of the nicer ones of the Uncle Istvans here. And now lastly, let's go through the set legends. Okay, there we are with the Legends card. So, Energy Tap, also by the artist Daniel Gelon. We have the Clergy of the Holy Nimbus, Keepers of the Faith. Gee, he did a lot. Venerian Gold, which was a little rarer as a common, but still a common. And then a couple of uncommons and rares here. I think these were the rares, maybe telekinesis was also rare, not sure. They were pretty much the same rarity, though obviously the uncommons you got 3 in a booster. We have these 2 already signed here, and I guess these can still get signed, so we're gonna do that. Now let's make a little space here because we have to do one last search. And oh yeah, what I wanted to show you therefore is we have all the cards that the artist ever did of these old sets that I'm collecting and building set cubes with because of the Wheel of Fortune now. And well, now I'm gonna get all of these signed. One of each artwork though, not 6 times the same energy tap. I think that would be a little too much. It would be like a little foil that you get out of a booster pack if you get the one that has the signature on it, you know? Don't want them all to be foil, but though I guess I got these two in foil. Let's call them that, since back in the day there were no foils. There will also be Heather Hudson, though Heather Hudson did not draw that many ABU 4 Horsemen cards, to be exact, only in Legends. So let's, because we still have these boxes here, let's get them out. And don't worry, it will be short, because, and I can talk at the same time because it is quite short, the list, because she only did three different artworks in Legends. That's it. That's all she did. And if you know, on this channel, we are far, almost finished with the Legend set cube. Almost done. Only 3 cards are missing, and one of them is one that Heather Hudson did. But it's a chains of Mephistopheles, if you didn't know. But the thing is, I have someone who already has one signed for me, ready to ship if I want to pay it. It's a good deal, and I'm still thinking about getting it, but then again, I don't need it now if I already get it in signed, you know, and then I would just wait and not get it, you know. So I'm kind of conflicted. Maybe let me know in the comments if I should get it, because the other idea would be that I skip the chains for now, because I could get one in signed and get it, I don't know, in half a year or so, after I did this event and made sure that I have some funds ready, which is also a thing that I would give as a little tip. If you go to such an event, get some budget, get some pocket money. You know, for me, signing a card costs probably like $5 per card, so you saw how many cards I picked out here, so there will be a budget for signing cards. And maybe there's someone who has a nice card that you can't trade for, or they are not that interested in your cards, or whatever the reason is, and you might still get a good deal on them because they're like, well, we're at an event and it's a special time now. Maybe for me it's the first time to be on such an event, and I might get a good deal on it, and then it would be very sad if I didn't have the funds, you know. If I now buy the chains, you know, I don't have the funds for June, you know. I could buy it now, but then I wouldn't have enough money to maybe, I don't know, buy a Library of Alexandria maybe, or something like that for a similar price, maybe a good deal, and then what, you know? Yeah. So I'm kind of conflicted with that. So a chains would be here missing if I didn't have one signed, and I don't own it at all. I own 3 Falcons in signed already. I do not have those 3 signed, so maybe I get another one signed. Since she did so few artworks, maybe I get a little doodle on them. I'm not sure. I'll figure it out and think about it. Now, the last part that I want to tell you about is why are these cards here on the side, and it has a reason. Don't you worry. These are gonna get drawn on by the artist, and I noticed something. I have these cards flying around. They are from like these World Championship decks, which is kind of fitting because we're going to an European Championship. These are gold border. They don't have the classic magic back. They were in these World Championship decks with gold border that many of you know from maybe EDH proxies of people who want the budget version. And I have several of these. And I thought, wouldn't it be cool to get tokens of cards from old sets drawn by the artist that I meet? I sadly, or luckily, already met Jeff A. Menges. I didn't have this idea up until now. So I would have also had a token drawn by him. So, for example, there is the Hive, which is a card that creates a wasp token that is flying. And the idea would be there are several cards that do that. One that already comes to mind is from Legends, which creates Sand Warrior tokens. And many of them are quite unique, you know. And why not give the artists the option of showing them the cards and being like, well, choose either any of them, and draw me a token on one one of these cards and maybe write token up there, or I don't know, Sand Warrior token, and maybe it should say, if it's a wasp token, maybe it should say flying down here, and maybe the stats down there, and maybe the creature type in the middle. That would be the idea. And then they can paint a little picture in the box up here, and I pay obviously for their drawing skills and their time that they put into it. I just remembered there are more that are from Legends, which is this one, and there was another one, what was it? Yeah, the Stang. Those two are also ones that need a token. And I thought maybe one of each, because I mean, these are rares and only one person will have them. Then I was like, maybe two of each, except for this one, because you could have multiple ones and then you might want a second token to show which ones are attacking and which ones aren't. But for now, I will get one of each to get the collection started. So I would ask Heather Hudson and Daniel to both each draw one token for me, show them the cards and the collection that I have, and they choose what they want to draw. Rock Egg would be another one, which is a common actually, so this exists like, I don't know, 15 times or something, or 12 times in my cube. This will be a card where I need like 4 tokens, you know? And sadly, Christopher Rush, who did the original artwork, is no longer with us. And I would ask the artists, whoever wants to draw me a token for Rock Egg, how they would imagine it, and even especially for Heather Hudson, who only came to the Magic the Gathering sphere in Legends. I think it would be great to draw a card, let's say from Arabian Nights, where you have like a 5/5 flying Djinn, you know, to give her the chance to interpret a card like this. And while we're at it, let's get the last one. I think it should be the Tetravus from this set. There it is. And I think that should be all of them. Let me know in the comments if I forgot any of the token creators. Oh, I did. I did. There is the Devil Boon Commander. Was it here? No. There are so many rares and so many legends in, well, the set Legends. Let's get the Devil Boon also out here. And then I would show them the entire collection of token creators, and they choose one of them and draw me a nice token while I'm at the event. And I bet like after an hour, maybe half an hour even, they're done. I don't need like complicated drawings, you know, like I think a nice sketch would be good enough, but I'll think about it. Also depends on the price. If they ask for $100 or euros for a sketch, I don't think I will pay 200 or so for an entire picture drawn with colors. But I'll think about it. I'll see. There's one more from the dark. The what was it? Dance of the Many or something? There it is, which creates a copy token of any creature. So that will be a, I guess, quite an abstract one to do. Now, this is how I prepare for the European Old School Championship. Do let me know how you prepare. For example, snacks is one that I left out on the list. I don't know if there will be much time for trading. I will bring a couple trading cards, probably mostly old school, but I'll see about that, how much I can carry also. Thank you to everyone who got me these cards, and the person who got me the last card that I needed for Daniel's collection to be completed and also get it signed in June. Let me know if I will see you also in the European Championship. We could meet up, maybe get a game in or trade some cards, or just chat, whatever you feel like. Get a bite to eat. Now I hope to see you in another video. Surround yourself with positive people, stay optimistic, and bye bye.